Boys, today we will be playing the new Snowstorm challenge, and I will be using this deck that I have masterfully crafted myself, definitely not stolen off a YouTube video I just watched. And basically it's hyperbait, so the key aim of the deck is to just push and apply lots of split lane pressure, and if they attack we have the log and the ice golem and hero wizard ability to just completely sweep them up. Trust me, I've played a few games with this deck already, so I'm pretty confident with how to play the strategy of it. So the aim is just to get chip, and then if they press, like I said, we have easy defense for them. And all this, like, look at this. That Hog Rider is going to freeze as soon as it gets to my tower, and we have Goblin Gang to just to do a little bit more damage. Now, most of the stuff we have targets their towers directly, like Goblin Barrel and Skeleton Barrel and Dark Goblin. So the good thing about that is it does more damage and has less time to obviously freeze. Does that make sense? So we'll just use the Dark Goblin to snipe everything, and then we can just press again. He has Bomb Tower, which does kind of hard counter us, but we can still cook him up. So I'm just going to keep pressing and cycle him. I've seen someone use Ice Spirit instead of Log, but I prefer Log so much better, especially if they're trying to use the same tactic, and plus Log can just push everything back, which I prefer. So let's see how he defends the Skeleton Barrel. Okay, Log, and then we can just press straight back, and then we can just log this. And then I'm just going to use... Ooh, what am I going to do? Okay. So he heats that up, so we can just use Wizard, and then we can click the ability. Watch. Bang. Bang. And again, bang. One more. Nice. And then log just to sweep it all up, and then that should kill everything. Perfect, guys. This is what I'm talking about. You just want to use the abilities to your advantage, and then log to push everything back. Because the wizard obviously pulls everything into the circle. If they want to rush, you can just use that. And then also, when you use the Ice Golem's ability with that, it can freeze everything at the same time. Now, I'm just going to play this in front. He might play Bomb Tower. Okay, he logs that, which is perfect, because now I can push. He has Bomb Tower, but he has no log. See what I mean? Okay, so we can just log this and then do Goblin Gang. Look, he's stressing. Look how much damage we're up. Now he's using Wizard on defense. And then when that freezes, we can use Dark Goblin to chip that away. Nice, and then that dies. Nice, and then we can just press again. If he wants to go with Hog Rider, we have the Wizard in cycle. Hey, that's kind of getting close to my... Yeah, there we go. And then just click the ability. Log that as well. And then the Wizard will pull it back, and then hopefully that doesn't get many hits on my tower. Nice, it only got... I think that was 2 hits. He's definitely over-defending. So I'm just going to push. I'm actually going to heat this up, just to let that Wizard go. And then maybe he will also have to heat that up. No, he doesn't. My wizard is heated. Okay, he heats his, so I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to do Dark Goblin as well. That should chip away. This is actually quite a close game. I think he's going to try and cycle to another Hog Rider. Let's see. We'll just log this. Nice, and then we can just Goblin Gang. And then that shouldn't actually get a connection onto my tower. Perfect. Then he used his log and his fireball. So I'm going to push. And I'm also going to heat this up. Nice, okay. And then I'm going to click the ability. Perfect. Bang, and then that chips. And then we can just log. And then that should be enough damage to take it. Boom, perfect. That was a bit of a close game, but you just want to keep the pressure high and use the wizard's ability to pull stuff away from your tower. That's why I really like the log in this deck as well. All right, next game. Let's see if we can actually keep cooking with this deck. Trust me, because a lot of people I've been seeing are using like big golem pushes, but that takes way too long. And also, it's not guaranteed to take their tower, because if they have the defense, like they may be running Sparky or obviously Wizard, which can take out your push quite easily. So it's like a high risk, high reward scenario, when this is more direct, in my opinion. So Dark Goblin takes that out and gets chip on the tower, which is perfect. And also, because this is low elixir, you can just cycle so much easier. Because if you're playing a heavy elixir golem deck, like the previous game, he was using a quite fast cycle deck. So it doesn't really help to defend, if that makes sense. Okay, so wow, okay. I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to play this here. And I'm also going to do Goblin Gang. And I'm going to press the ability so that flies above the Barbarians, gets no hits. And then we're also going to push this. And then I'm going to go log opposite lane. And then I'm going to heat this up to press as well. So we're doing dual lane pressure. Place this down and an ability so that slows down the hogs even more. And then they should freeze. Wizard turns around and hits that. Nice. And then we can play Wizard on defense again. See, guys, look at this. Their towers are down already. Then we can click the ability just in case. And then that should get no hits on my tower. Guys, I'm actually playing this so well. And also, with the low cycle, you have more opportunity to get to your warmth. So you can just keep heating everything up over and over again. Okay, that wizard might do some damage, but we should be fine. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then we can just press his tower again. So if they're creating high pressure, okay, we do this, and then we can ability, and then we can log as well. And then look, that will freeze, and then they should freeze again. Perfect. And then we can use Dark Goblin, and we can just use Goblin Gang over here. Perfect. Now, he used his Warmth spell, which I'm not sure why, because now he doesn't have it on defense, so I can just press. So I'm then going to warm this up. I'm then also going to do this. And then those goblins and skeletons should take his tower. Free crown. Perfect. Guys, I'm cooking with this deck. Trust me, guys. This is the deck you want to use for the challenge. If you're actually a good player at the game, and you know how to use cycle to your advantage, bro, this deck will cook anyone. We free crowned him in about 2 minutes. We had both his towers gone in the first minute of the game. Just apply pressures both lane, keep using your warmth, and then Wizard just defends everything. You don't really need a spell either because of the Wizard. He does such good splash damage, and his ability also does such high damage that having a spell is pointless. Okay, so we can just log that actually. I was going to use Wizard, but I don't think that would have been good. Nice, and then we can use Goblin Gang. Okay, so he's also using a kind of high press deck with Goblin Gang as well and Barrel. I'm actually going to warm that up. And then I'm going to click the... Oh, shoot, wrong ability. Nice, and he just uses log, and the tower is frozen for our Goblin Gang to press, and he has to over-defend. Then we can press with our Dark Goblin. Hopefully that takes that out and maybe chips that Wizard. Okay, what's he going to do here? Ability. And then look at this Wizard ability. Bang. Bang, bang. Cleans everything out. So he's using poison and log. Which means he has 2 less opportunities to take my tower. Which is good for me. See what I mean? He uses log and now he has nothing. And that wizard's going to die. And now I can just press again. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm actually cooking. And then I can use Dark Goblin. His poison is kind of annoying, but we should be fine. Okay, so he uses that on defense. He uses log. Okay, yeah, the poison... Having a spell is obviously a slight disadvantage to some extent. Because obviously you can't directly impact their tower. Because obviously if you have rocket or something, that obviously does about 500 damage. When I'm trying to use spells. Not spells, I'm trying to use troops. So we're fine for now. If we just keep going Goblin Barrel and Skeleton Barrel. I just want to make a big push, actually. I want to try and out-cycle his spells. And I'm actually going to warm this up. And then I'm going to go the other side. Okay, that kind of didn't work. Oh, it actually did. Actually, that Goblin Barrel I didn't even see. That's doing hella damage. And then he used log, so we can just press again. And then if he wants to go... tower in the middle. Yeah, look, he's even using the border mode. That's how good this deck is, guys. And then that Dark Goblin takes it out. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to warm that up. Nice. And that should keep going. Then we're going to barrel as well. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he does that. Which should be fine because we can just log. Nice, and then that'll take out the wizard as well. Then we can just do this. And that should take that out as well. Even with his poison doing damage. Okay, we're at a good advantage here. So we're just going to cycle the wizard, and then I'm just going to try and outcycle him again. So I'm going to try and use my warmth quite often this time. Like now it's overtime. So I'm going to warm this up, and then I'm just going to push opposite lane. See what he does. Let's just keep cycling our warmth. He can, and then wizard on tower. Holy smokes, I started stuttering, but we still cooked his game. Look, and then we warm up the other side, and it's another win, guys. Okay. We are actually cooking this guy with this deck. My gosh, I was actually stuttering at the end. Bro, this is what I mean. It's breathtaking how good this deck is. One more. Can we get one more win? No cuts, by the way. Straight back-to-back-to-back wins. This is what I do, guys. I absolutely cook. First, I'm giving you tips for Mega Draft. Now I'm giving you tips for Snowstorm. Any challenge, I will give you the best deck and tips daily. Boom. Okay. You already know what to do. Press both lanes early. He's used his log, so we Goblin Barrel. Nice. And then we can log back. Did I miss that? No, nice. Okay, we hit that. Now he uses Mini P.E.K.K.A. So I'm still going to press anyway. And let's see what he has for that. He's already used log. And Mini P.E.K.K.A. is no threat. So we can just use Goblin Gang to take that out. And then what I'm thinking actually... Okay. We can just use Wizard on this. And then if he warms up, we can also... Oh, okay, log. He has lightning. Okay, this is the first time I've come against a heavy spell. Let's see how we can do against this. Okay, we'll just Goblin Gang. Hopefully that skeletons take them out. Okay, no way that actually got connection. Are we dead ass? Okay, we'll just do that on defense. And then that can take... Princess Tower can take out the wizard pretty easily. And I'm going to go Skeleton Barrel over here. Okay, the Wall Breaker connection actually kind of cooked me. I'm not going to lie a little bit. Especially as he has lightning. Okay. I'm going to just go... Yeah, he has lightning. He used that quite early, actually. What did he just lightning? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this back here. Play this in front of here. Go over here. Go here. And then warm. And then he used log, so I'm going to use that there. That gets taken out as well. Then I'm going to hit the ability. So it jumps over the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Oh my days. And then we can log. Nice. No. Okay, that actually looked better in my head. Oh, shoot. We're actually cooked. I'm not even concentrating now. Lock in. Chat. YouTube. Wizard. Oh my days, that's huge. Okay, we're actually cooking now. I want to save my... Oh, shit, that gets cooked. I'm going to play the Ice Golem just in case he wants to do anything with that push on the right. Nice, that should get some nice connections. And then I am not going to log that. I was going to anyway because that wizard is kind of looking bad. I'm going to log this. Then he lightnings for no reason. Will he play Wall Breakers? No. So we just use log again. So I'm just going to press both lanes like this and then I'm use the Dark Goblin to snipe. Okay, nice. And then what is he going to do here? He's not going to do anything. So I can just log again and then the wizard as well. And then I can press the left lane and then he lightning. So he's low on Alexis. We're also going to press the right lane. So he only has log. So I'm not sure how he's going to defend both lanes at the same time. Perfect. Okay. Now this is still close. So I'm going to play that high. Nice. And then I'm going to log that as well. And then that takes everything out. And then I'm just going to barrel. Yeah, skeleton barrel. Okay, interesting. We're going to wizard so that doesn't get to our tower. Then what we're going to do is we're going to barrel so he has to use his log. And then I'm going to play this high. Okay, wait, he's cycling his lightning. Wait, hold up. Warmth this. And then barrel as well. That takes that out, hopefully. Nice. And then do this here. Log. Wait, he only has to do 400 HP. And then we take that out. Nice. Okay, lightning did 400 damage. So he couldn't have lightning, but... Guys... No cuts, no edits, straight wins. You know what I'm saying, guys? Look at this. Win, win, win. Oh, look at this. Another win, another win, another win. Guys, where are these wins coming from? The wins are coming from this deck. So if you want to use it for the new challenge, I'm telling you guys now, you will get 12 wins with this deck. Just follow what I said in this video and you will absolutely cook.